that's the deal. Well, I've got another pretty good one for you. If you've ever wanted to do some wood carving, it generally takes a much smaller knife than a bush knife or a regular knife, pocket knife that we would normally carry. Now, I've done some carvings with pocket knives, don't get me wrong. And I've done a good carving with a Mora. But for some good chip carving and some good detail carving, I'm going to show you how to make this fine little blade that seems to be doing pretty good. I made a few of them here a while back, and I'm not going to do a paper test. I'm actually going to do a leather test. Make sure I don't cut my finger here. I'm afraid I'm going to cut my finger. Holds a really nice edge. Okay, real easy done. I'm going to show you how. Now, I've talked to some of the great knife makers around, a lot of good friends that I know on YouTube. I'm not going to name a bunch of names, but I really don't know the molecular structure of these nails. But I can tell you that it says tempered and hardened. Now, these are just concrete masonry nails. Cut nails is what I've always called them. And I'm going to show you how to turn one into a nice little carving knife. Alright. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you the spark test. This is how I determine this steel is going to be a good steel for doing this, because I don't know the molecular structure of these nails. But what we want is some nice short sparks that flare out. We don't want long sparks or anything like that. So let's do a spark test. That looks perfect to me. Nice short sparks that flare out really good. So I think we got us a winner here. That's the easy way to tell is a good spark test. Okay, here's the easy part. Take the cut now. What we want to do is we want to take the hardness out of it. So we're just going to heat the tip of it up right here until it's a nice glowy yellow. I'm not going to worry about the magnetic properties of it just yet. Because we're not hardening it, we're taking the hardening away. So I'm just going to heat it up and then let it air cool. Alright, that's that. Just that easy. We just took the hardness away. Now you can't do this type of heating on a full size knife or anything like that, but on these small blades like this, it's going to work just fine. So, okay, now that we've done step one, we took the hardness away, we know it's got a good spark test, so now I'm going to profile the blade. And all I want is just the tip for a good carving blade. The rest of the shank will mount in whatever type of handle you want to put it in. So step two, let's profile this blade. Okay, so I got my profiling done. Easy enough, right? And what we want is a nice little thin blade, that's what it's turned out to be. And all this is going to be buried in a handle from here back, bone, antler, horn, wood, whatever you decide to put on it. So there we go, got most of the profiling done. Now what I'm going to do next is just do some sanding to clean up the scratches before we put the hardness back in it. Alright. Okay, just with some simple sandpaper. I did the coarse sandpaper and then the smoother sandpaper. I don't know all the numbers and stuff. But I got a nice little profile there. Nice little thickness. And it's already got a semi-decent edge on it. Okay, the next step is hardening it again. So we're going to put the temper back in it. Okay, and like I said, the next step, of course, right now, it's, still got its magnetic properties. So I'm going to heat this guy up until it's glowy yellow, and I'm going to touch the magnet, and once it loses its magnetic properties, then I'm going to quench it in oil. I've got a little bowl, just use motor oil there. Now, some of the stuff I've seen, and some of the stuff people tell me is you don't necessarily just drop it down in there, because it does form air bubbles around the blade. So I'm going to kind of move it up and down a little bit in the oil. So as soon as it's heated up enough to where it won't attach to the magnet anymore, I'm going to quench it. Okay, it's lost its magnetic ability there, so I'm going to heat it back up. And here we go. Right, easy enough. Now what we've done is we froze that molecular structure with all the molecules in a straight line. So now it's good and hard again. Actually, if I dropped it right now, the blade will probably just snap right off. So it's too hard. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it up again, and then I'm going to show you the next step. Easy enough so far, huh? Okay, now I sanded it back down, put a fairly decent polished edge on it. Got the profiling done. It's a nice little thin blade. I've got my oven preheating at 400 there. And as soon as it reaches temperature, which it is, then I'm going to pop it in there for about an hour. Now again, I mean, this is easily done. These are steps that can be done with a small blade like this. Definitely couldn't use a torch and probably that oven right there for larger blades. But for this small blade, it works just fine. So we're going to pop it in there for about an hour. And then we're going to clean it up again, and we'll have a fine little blade. There we go. We'll check it in an hour. Alright. Well, that step's done too. So let's take a look at it. Nice. Okay, it looks like it has that nice little broom straw finish that everybody talks about when they're kneeling their knives. So now we're just going to let it cool down, and I'll go ahead and polish it back up, and we'll give it a good cut test. That one there has turned out really nice. It's a great little chip carving knife, and it is ready to put in whatever kind of handle you want to put in it. Bone, antler, wood. So I'm not going to do a video on that, but it's definitely ready to put a handle on. And basically, like you see on a lot of the other carving blades and knife blades, just drill a nice little hole in whatever you want to use. Do some epoxy down in there, which stiffens up the handle really good. And you got a good little chip carving knife. So let's do a cut test. If I can do this without cutting myself. Bro. Alright. Well, so it's got a nice edge on it. Alright guys, that's my little DIY project. From a cut nail to a chip carving knife. Seems to work pretty good. I followed the steps of some of the knife makers, and it seems to turn out well. I've made a few here a while back, and I've been doing some carving with them. They don't seem to lose their edge at all. And once the edge is on there, they sharpen, or they stay sharp really well. So if you try it, guys, let me know. So get out and do some carving. Thanks, guys.